Welcome back to another episode of Convos with Kev. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. Today, on this episode, we're in a new setting. We're at San Diego State baseball field, Tony Gwynn Stadium. With me today, special guest, starting pitcher, Chris Canada. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, bro.
Long time coming, huh?
I know, man. It's been a minute.
Yes, sir. I
We're here,
appreciate
though.
you for giving me the opportunity, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Solid.
Yeah.
Had nice little throws out here today.
Yeah, a little treatment, lift, and a little bit of catch.
Yep, doing on a little recruit coming in today, showing them some nice little hospitality
Yep.
the Aztec way.
Yep, that is segue. Taking them to the beach,
Yep.
showing them some nice scenery, things
Okay.
like that.
So where else? So how do you guys treat like new recruits? Like what? Okay, obviously you mentioned the beach.
Yeah. So usually we'll take them to a basketball game or a football game.
Okay.
They stay with one of the older guys
Right.
at their house. You kind of just do everything with them. They'll come to a practice, things like that. Take them to dinner.
Is it like a weekend thing or one day type of thing?
Yeah, I'd say most of the time it's like, I'd say like 8 or 9 of them at a time.
Oh, wow.
So take them to a football game and then get dinner with them, and then they kind of split up.
Is it most likely like the upperclassmen, the seniors that are going to be the host?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just so they're not like living in the dorms with the freshmen and stuff like that.
How was your little visit?
I didn't have one because of
Didn't have
COVID.
one? Oh, that's right.
I know, man. I missed out.
You make me feel young. You was in high school, coach. Dang.
Yeah.
Oh. So you graduated year
21.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, bro.
Senior year, man, flies by quick, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it.
Yeah.
So we'll go back to last season. You know, you guys had a kind of a roller coaster year. In your opinion, how did that season play out for you guys? First year coach. That.
I mean, the first year coach, he was great.
Mhm.
Fall ball went amazing.
Right.
We were getting treated like big leaguers, really. Pulling up in shorts and just getting our work in and then getting out.
Mhm.
It was great. And then season rolled around, and guys who were supposed to step up, like myself, just didn't get it done. So yeah, that's kind of just how it went.
Right.
Had guys who were supposed to be the guys, and they weren't. So
How was the locker room during that tough year?
it was pretty positive, man. I remember my freshman year was pretty brutal.
Okay.
We had a really bad year my freshman year, but I would say the locker room here was good. We had a lot of good guys. Some people stepped up, and then obviously the dudes who were struggling were trying to push through it. You know, not much you can do.
All right, we're going to take a little break from this interview to give a little shout out to our sponsors, Seek Jesus Co. at Seek Jesus CO on Instagram. You can also go on their website for merch, seekjesus.co. If you're a follower of Christ and you want to give praise to the good Lord above by supporting some merch, Seek Jesus Co. is the perfect brand to support. They just restocked on some new fitness wear. Like I said, I just got some sweats. Pretty cool with the navy blue. Let's say this midnight navy. But yeah, very comfortable, nice and supportive during my sets and my workouts. If you're an athlete, highly recommend to work out in this brand. You go to seekjesus.co and put in the discount code Convos. That's CONVOS. Convos for 25 off your purchase. Thank you so much, and let's get back to this interview.
Did you try to take on a leadership role, or who was like the leaders in the locker room?
Yeah. So I'd say mostly it's usually older guys, but obviously younger guys can step up too.
Right.
I was definitely one of the leaders on the pitching side of everything, and obviously I couldn't get it really done on the field, and I had that setback halfway through the year. So I really tried to use my words better while I was like unable to really pitch.
Right, just more in the dugout, right? Just like trying to be more vocal.
Yeah.
We'll get into that setback later on. Start this podcast off, really. I ask my guests this all the time. In your case, who was that first person to put a glove in your hand? Like, Chris, you're going to do something with this. Who was that first investment?
Yeah. I feel like everyone says their dad, but it really was.
Yeah.
He put me in every sport: baseball, basketball, football, even soccer, which is crazy. But I played all those sports up until high school, and then going to Orange Lutheran High School is pretty competitive on the football and basketball side as well as baseball. But so you really had to be bought in. So I really just chose with baseball. But he was riding with everything. the whole time. So that's pretty much
Soccer player.
Soccer, a
Yeah.
little bit of soccer. I quit that when I was probably like 9 or 10.
That was one of the first ones to get rid of. Yeah, too much running.
Yeah, too much running.
Did Pops play any sport? Was he a
Yeah, so my
baseballer as
dad
well?
played a little bit of basketball in college at some JUCO in
Okay.
Texas.
Oh, wow.
So nothing really, but
So from Orange County, you mentioned Orange Lutheran.
uh-huh.
Orange County, as far as I know, baseball county.
Oh yeah.
So
Sure.
like baseball coaches there, obviously you got UC Irvine
Yeah.
out there. That's a great program for sure. But like the high schools and the little leagues, there's so much like talent in the Orange County area.
Right.
And you becoming one of them. Talk about that culture there.
Yeah, so it's not like one of those things where you're the only one who makes it out of to that next step. You know, you got a ton of people around you doing the same thing. So it's really not. I mean, obviously it's a big accomplishment to go D1, but it's more so like a standard, I would say, just like how I grew up. You know, all my friends are D1 in whatever, whether it's football or baseball, but yeah, I would say just the competition level at practices and stuff just really elevates you to be better. So I was blessed to have grown up in such a competitive area.
Who'd you spotlight, or who's like a couple players that are known out there that made it out?
Oh shoot, Garrett
many.
Cole. He went to Orange Lutheran.
Yeah.
Y'all know him. Garrett Mitchell. Did I say Garrett Mitchell? Or did I say Garrett Cole?
You said both right now.
All right, we have Garrett Mitchell. He went to Villa Park. He's on the Brewers.
Oh wow.
Let's see. I'm blanking right now. I know Freddie Freeman's from there.
Yeah.
Bunch of other people, but
too much to count, right?
Yeah,
See, exactly.
real,
Yeah,
though.
Orange County's insane with baseball.
Yeah.
When did you get into Little League?
I was normal. I was about 5, 6 years old when I started playing.
Right.
Yeah.
I played a year of T-ball. That was my first sport.
Yeah.
T-ball.
There you go.
Yeah. Left after that. I was on the Blue Jays. That's why I'm a Dodger fan. But second team is gonna be a Blue Jay just because of my childhood. Yeah. So T-ball was cool. Then I just basketball.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So Little League was alright. Grew up pretty fast, like height wise. Did you have any growing pains?
Dude, I didn't have nothing. No.
No.
Yeah, I was 5. I think I was 5'9", 5'10" my freshman year of high school. And then sophomore year I was 6'4", and then I just grew little bits by that. Right. But yeah, man, I sprouted up so skinny and put on a little bit of weight, but I'm still trying to put on.
Weight
some
comes with
more.
height. Yeah. I changed the whole wardrobe fast.
Oh yeah.
Buy a whole bunch of different shoes fast.
Have to. Yeah.
Growing up's expensive. Some would say.
Very expensive. Yeah.
Orange Lutheran was #1 in California. How was that whole team?
It was great, man. It was like a Division I program. We got treated like we were older than we were, and it was kind of one of those things where it's like you keep growing up into the ranks. Like I wasn't on varsity until my junior year, so I was just like playing my role as a freshman on the freshman team, sophomore on JV, and then by junior year I was on varsity, and it's just like the culture, like in our little clubhouse, whatever you want to call it. A little locker room at the field. Like it's just very like baseball. You hang out with the baseball guys. It's just like it's like brothers, you know.
Yeah, for sure, family. How important is that for like a very like successful program in high school to have that kind of mindset of moving like a Division I team?
I mean, it's everything really. You could be talented but working the wrong things, you know. Baseball is such a skilled sport. It comes down to like really the skill and the mindset that you have, and not as much athleticism. You know, you got to be athletic in certain areas, but really just like playing for your bro type thing is really what will help you win ball games.
Who's one of a couple of your favorite teammates you played with at Olu?
Oh yeah, shortstop Justin DeCrisio. He's going to NC State.
Right.
He's actually here right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So. Him for sure. Max Andil, he's at GCU.
Yep.
Matthew Polk, he's at Vanderbilt. Shoot, let's see who else. I don't want to leave anybody out. I mean, that's pretty much it though. Like that was kind of like my core group,
right.
Of guys that we would kind of kick it with. And Mikey Romero, that's another one. He went out of high school to the got drafted.
Big leagues.
Yeah, so.
Is
It's
that
cool.
crazy how you can get drafted right out of high school? I mean, I went
That's
to a
crazy,
I
yeah.
went to a junior college and was cool like with a bunch of baseball players and we're kicking it at the park in the parking lot like after practice and like I'm overhearing their conversation like yeah I might just declare after this season. I'm just like that's
Crazy,
insane.
bro. Yeah.
Because how many the rounds in the MLB draft is
It's 20 now.
20?
Something like that.
So
Yeah.
it's like it's a good percentage that obviously not a good percentage like it's still like a little bit of people get to go to the league.
Right.
I mean, the NBA has 2 rounds, the NFL
Right,
has
yeah.
6 or 7,
Crazy, yeah. No, baseball's the easiest to get drafted for sure.
but it's the
But
hardest to like move up, right?
Yeah, it's
So
got to be right up there with the hardest
Yep.
to actually make it because there's so many.
yeah, single A, double A,
Rookie ball, high A, low A, triple A, like all that, and you gotta really stay level headed.
It's a grind,
gotta
for sure.
gotta be very neutral mindset with it.
So as a pitcher, let's stay on like moving up in the league. To see, I mean, everybody's familiar with Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
Move up so fast
Yeah, man.
to where he's a Cy Young nominee right now in the middle of the season and starting in the All-Star game as a rookie.
Crazy.
Like how good do you have to be in your opinion to just keep growing that fast?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously going from a LSU to a top round draft pick.
Mm-hmm. So I would say ever since he was in college, he was very close to like MLB ready, just off the jump. He just had to reach his junior year.
Mhm.
By his junior year, he would have been a stud in the big leagues. It was clear,
Right.
like his numbers and all that stuff. So I would say really he's just different. It was just time with him. He didn't need to get better. He was already ready, So his thing was just time, and then I think it's just crazy how young you can be, and how ready you can be. So props to him.
Reddy Young goes to show how you were in high school. 82 Ks in your high school career. Talk about like your warm up and like what you went into games with, like the mindset and how you had to scout out hitters and what pitches to throw at them, like the whole 9, bro.
Yeah, so I'm a little different. I didn't start pitching until my senior year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was a hitter the whole time.
This was 82 Ks in one season?
Yeah.
All right. My bad.
Yeah, no, so yeah, I was just a hitter the whole time, and then COVID hit.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, it's time to put on some weight.
Right.
Coach wanted me to throw some bullpens. I knew I was going to be a pitcher.
Uh-huh.
I'm 6'8", I'm tall, left-handed.
Right.
Like my home is going to be on the mound, so I knew I had to get that right. I knew I had to put on some weight, and then I started throwing bullpens. And as far as like the warm-up routine and everything, dude, I was just warming up like I was an outfielder still. I really wasn't doing much.
Wow.
I kind of just would go on the mound and be like, I know how hard hitting is, so I kind of use that as my advantage, where it's like I already got a better deck than you got dealt,
right.
So all I got to do is just compete with you.
Pick them apart, really.
Exactly, yeah. So it's just I feel like understanding that the odds are in my favor every time was what really kind of helped me, especially dominating in my first year.
Right.
So.
What was your then and now? What was your favorite pitch to throw?
It's always been my slider, man.
Really?
It's easy to throw it when you're behind an account. It's easy to throw it when you're ahead. So I don't know, it's good. I like that. It's my favorite.
Yeah. We'll bleep it out. So like anybody in the Mountain West wants to watch this. Talk about that recruiting process. I mean, you said you didn't start pitching till your senior year, so but you committed to San Diego State your junior year. Were you getting recruited as another position?
So what happened was I was getting looks at playing outfield.
Okay.
A little bit right field, but no school that I really wanted to go to. They were D1, but I couldn't see myself going. And then I started throwing those bullpens, and then I played on a scout team.
Okay.
And I pitched and hit. And that's when I started getting some good looks from schools that I could really see myself going there. And then San Diego State reached out, and they counted me as a two-way to hit and pitch.
Oh, that's nice.
But when I got to campus, I just decided to stick with pitching.
Right.
So yeah,
less
it was
stress
cool.
made it easier, or do you feel like you could be a two-way? Because who was a two-way?
TJ Fontaine.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
No, I couldn't do it.
Okay.
That's too
Commend to
much.
him for sure.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I would feel obligated to put more time into pitching, and then I feel like at some point I would just be like, Coach, I'm done. Like I don't need to hit, kind of thing. I don't know.
There's a lot more obviously work to go through it, right?
Oh yeah, it's triple the work.
Right.
Bro, yeah, you take a week off of hitting and your timing's messed up, and yeah, it's just different. So you got to really be in there all the time. So
Do you believe because TJ was a lefty, right?
yeah,
Do you feel that lefty pitchers are probably one of the considered the better pitchers in professional college, like overall?
I'd say you get away with more. You could be a lefty throwing 90 and go D1, and you could be a righty throwing 90 and you don't get much.
Wow.
It's different. I don't really know why. I think it's just weird because as a hitter you practice right-handed all the time. You don't really see too much lefties, so obviously your time's going to be into that like arm slot with the righty, whereas throwing it from this side it's a little bit different.
Right. Is that why? Okay. So you feel like coaches look for that certain reason or obviously added reason?
I would say so.
Okay.
I think lefties just usually get a little bit more success, meaning like they get away with a little bit more. You can leave a ball over the middle of the plate every once in a while. I think just because it's a little bit more deceptive.
So we're here, San Diego State, your first year. What's like your first impression of the team or just the campus overall? You're a college student now.
Yeah.
Walk us through what's going through your mind.
So, shout out Irv, who's my roommate. Yeah, bro, that was.
Good luck in Houston, by the way, Irv. Good luck in Houston.
Good luck,
for sure.
man.
Yep.
So we started like clicking real fast. All four of us, because we had a little suite. Omar and then Butch. Shout out Butch. And we kind of just did everything together, and it was so much fun. Like we were going to these little parties together. We were going to practice together, and it was amazing. But we had a really bad year. Us four did fine. We did good, but that's not what it's about. You know what I mean? It's about going far, playing in playoffs, especially coming from Olu, a winning culture. Like I was like lost almost, didn't really know what was going on. But I mean, Coach Cole, Sean Cole is like great. He pretty much locked me in here. If we had another pitching coach, I don't know if I would have stayed, but that's my boss, and he's great. And now that he's the head coach, I know we had a bad year last year, but I really think that he's going to turn everything around. He just needs a little bit of time. That's it, So, but yeah, going back to freshman year, man, that was fun. That was a good time. Can't talk too much about it.
Well, I'm gonna ask one more question about it. Did you had that frustration? Obviously you said coming from Orange Lutheran and having that winning culture, but did you notice anybody else in that locker room having that frustration as well, as far as upperclassmen?
Yeah, it's funny. I remember it was opening weekend.
Yeah.
MLB Fortune, we played against Houston. Shout out Irv. Played against TCU and then Cal Berkeley.
Okay.
And we only beat Houston. We went 1-2, and we're driving back. We're in Arizona. We're driving back on the bus, and I'm pissed. I'm so mad. And I hear people in the back like playing games, like laughing and stuff. And I'm like, dude, what are we doing? I'm a freshman. I'm not gonna go back there and tell them to shut up.
Yeah. Coach is right, guys.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy, but I was really pissed.
Yeah.
Like our record we're a losing record right now.
Yeah.
We just started 2 days ago. And so I remember having a conversation with Cole Carey.
Shout out Cole.
Shout out Cole. Yep, he's a good dude. And we kind of talked about like the mindset of it and how he was pissed too and how he wanted to flip it. And then so that was a really good conversation. That's where I kind of really started respecting him as a person, as a player. And then when we got back from Arizona, me and Irv would just stay up so many nights just talking about how we're going to change things, I mean, we tried, and I think we're doing a good job of it. I really do think like everything going on with the baseball is like in the dark right now. Like no one really knows what's going on, but we're pushing into a good
Yeah.
spot. So
Keep it that way, for
Yeah,
sure. The
right.
light will be shown for sure.
exactly.
Success will show easily. And I noticed that fire because I covered y'all your sophomore year, and
Mhm.
that was really like the talks. I was employed by East Village Times, the newspaper, and I was assigned y'all guys' season, you guys' team. And mind you, I'm like my first time being like a journalist. I'm like, I couldn't get the basketball team. All right, cool. Like,
Yeah.
I got to like know baseball. Baseball is a numbers game.
Oh yeah, it's all about numbers.
Yeah,
man.
I'm in front of like my laptop.
Gotta
I'm
be a
like,
nerd.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've never gotten so smart that fast watching a baseball game.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, I noticed that fire from my first assignment was like your Halloween games, the challenge games. Seeing like meeting you guys in the dugout, hanging out with you guys. You guys are hilarious. But you guys, I saw like some seriousness too. I'm like, okay, these guys are kind of dialed in for sure. They want to change what happened last year.
Mhm.
And I noticed that throughout the year. I mean, obviously there were some ugly games. There's always gonna be some ugly games,
yeah.
but you guys just kept like that fuel in the dugout, brick by brick mindset.
Yeah, shout out Eldo.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
That brick by
That's my
brick
guy.
mindset was really what kind of like, okay, these guys like they're one unit for real.
Yeah.
So that sophomore year,
That sophomore year was dope. I love that sophomore year. Ended up getting a little hurt towards the end, but yeah, man, we were making a pretty good little push right there.
sure, you won the Mountain West, yeah. Won the Mountain West. Yeah,
I go to a regional, that's the goal.
yeah, co-champs, but it was all right. San Jose was
They were
all right.
decent,
The
man.
weather was kind of up and down that season.
Yeah,
There's a bunch of canceled games.
Right, 100%. So
Does that like mess with you guys' rhythm a bit when
Weather?
games get canceled due to weather and you guys had to reschedule another day?
I mean, not really. Like it kind of just like, I mean, for me personally, it kind of just itches me more to like really like lock in,
Uh-huh.
you know, because you really prepare for say Friday, you really prepare for Friday, and then that game gets rained out. Now you got to go 2 on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
I kind of look at it as like, all right, everybody's pissed. Everyone's like, oh, come on, bro, we got to play 2 tomorrow. I use that to my advantage, or I try to.
Okay.
I'm like, bet. Like, they're waking up tomorrow knowing that it's going to be a really long day. Like, I'm going to just use that to my advantage. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's kind of just little strategies, things that I use to just put me ahead.
Mm-hmm. So that year being the last year for Coach Martinez, how was conversations with him in the recruiting process? How was conversations with him in the dugout, off the field?
Yeah, he was a great coach. I loved him. I think lots of people could say the same.
Right.
He was awesome. He was a tough. He was getting after, getting in your ass. Like he was doing all that. But he has a real big heart, and he has a love for the game that we all have. So you got to respect it. And that's just him yelling at you is just his way of wanting you to be better. So, yeah, there was never a time where I was like, man, I hate this guy.
Yeah.
It's all out of love. So he's great.
That's good. I was always taught you listen to the message, not the tone. So
yeah, for sure.
You gotta love hard coaches.
Exactly.
They're hard on you. They're not hard on you. They're shoving you out the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So. Exactly. How was it having his son on the team?
It was cool. It was a little bit. It was gonna be. We weren't too sure how it was gonna be. It could go 2 ways. Yeah. So when he came in, he really had to earn respect, and he did. I love Cade. He's going to USD now. Yeah, so good for him. Hopefully he kills it out there. But yeah, no, Cade's a great guy.
I think there's a former state coach on that staff, is it right? Probably might be before our years or your years.
Maybe, I'm not too sure.
Might have been, but that's good for Cade though.
He's great. We would kick it with Cade. Great dude, and he's a hard worker. Like the way that his dad used to talk to us was the way that he used to perform on the field. Like he would just go after everything. He's sweating bullets before games.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out Cade.
Yeah, it's a coach's son for real.
Right. Yeah.
Do you have an MLB influence growing up and right now that you're keeping an eye on?
Shoot, not really, dude. I would say like just Mike Trout, just because I'm from
around the corner.
Obviously, going to those games. Mike Trout. I don't watch too much baseball though.
Where?
Yeah.
What do you watch?
I just be watching YouTube. I don't do much really.
Okay. That's different. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't really like to, because then I start to compare. Like I'll watch a game where it's just a bunch of MLB players, not superstars. I don't watch highlights. I don't know stats. I don't know numbers. I just worry about myself.
Okay.
And then obviously I'll watch the big leaguers do it.
Right.
But I won't be watching the score. I'll just watch the pitcher, kind of thing. See how he carries himself.
That's cool.
Things like that. So
what does Chris do off the field?
Let's see.
Off season right now.
Right now, yes, I could just take you through a day.
Day in the life.
I'll wake up around 7 because we got weights. This is usually every day, and then I'll go into the training room, do my little treatment, play a little bit of catch, or I'll throw a bullpen, throw in a game. I'm pitching in game finally, and yeah, really just kick it, and then at night just see whatever.
What's the moves?
It's the move, man. Yeah, kind of thing. Nah, but I'm smart about it. I'm not.
No, easily, yeah.
I know when the time is right, when it's not.
Yeah.
And I know how to carry myself off the field. So
I've noticed that about y'all. I mean, interviewing a bunch of you guys from San Diego State, you guys hold this responsibility with care.
Yeah, man, because it's bigger than you.
Yeah.
I'm representing San Diego State.
Exactly.
And my family. So, like, why would I look like an idiot?
There'd be some people though. There'd be some players. Yeah, they always have that hand.
How many athletes look like?
Gotten set home early for sure. Yeah. So we head out to. By the way, 72 Ks sophomore year. Pretty solid. What do you think of that?
Yeah, man, it was great. Yeah. Healthy pretty much the whole year.
Healthy year. Then we get into that junior year.
That junior year,
had a nice little
setback.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, sophomore year was great. I was feeling real confident, throwing the ball a little harder than I usually did.
Okay.
And I was just ready to get after it, and that's kind of the mindset that I'm in now. Feeling 100% again. Yeah.
Did you get any after that setback? Any news from the doctors? Actually, let the people know what kind of setback.
Yeah. So during the fall time and in early spring of my junior year last season, I kept getting like really, really tired, fatigued and lightheaded, and I didn't know what was going on. And then during season, I went all the way through the season. What was it? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, played at USD, and I pretty much like pass out into my teammates' arms almost. And so I had to get an EKG done, and it showed that I had atrial flutter, which is it's just like an irregular heartbeat or something like that, where in between my heartbeat, that resting period, it's not resting. So walking up steps was tough for me, and obviously trying to pitch in a game with high stress, everything like that, that's going to be tough. So I had to sit out the rest of the year and ended up getting surgery. And luckily it's flutter, not fib, which is two different things. Mine is 100% curable, doctor said. And I felt great ever since. Had the surgery a couple months ago, and then had to get on blood thinners for a month, and now I'm back pitching. So I'm feeling great. So
amen. That's a good Lord, baby.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Bro.
Man, as a honest man, I don't really know too much about baseball, but I always hear this term. They're playing great baseball right now. They're not playing great baseball. They need to play great. They need to play great baseball. What's that term mean to you? Great baseball.
Yeah, so it can mean just a whole lot of things, but just doing the fundamentals right.
Okay.
Not going for like that big old home run, or like that slam dunk. Going for the layup, like making the shot, playing catch, like just fielding the ground ball right, like putting up good at bats, kind of things like that. Like you see a good at bat and he hits a smoker to third base, and they roll a double play. Like that's real good baseball. Okay. Like obviously it sucks for the hitters, but he worked a good at bat. He hit the ball hard.
Okay.
They just were at the right place at the right time and they made the play. So that's good baseball.
Is it possible to play good or great baseball and like obviously lose, but like have a terrible loss?
I don't know, man.
No?
Probably not at the D1 level. I'd say everybody's usually pretty good.
So
if two teams are playing good baseball, it really comes down to who played a little bit better, who didn't make the error, or who got that timely hit. But to get blown out and to be playing good baseball, I don't think you can.
Okay. So to compare March Madness, they always talk about like the Cinderellas, right? Like the underdogs.
Yeah.
And I would say baseball And baseball, you really don't know who's gonna win that day.
Right.
Basketball, you kind of have a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like the real Cinderella's belong on the baseball field during the World Series?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. Sorry, no.
Okay.
How
so?
Because you could take the worst team in the MLB, you could take the best team in the MLB. They play one game, they play 3 games. You don't really know who's going to win that.
Right.
If your starting pitcher dominates, then like it's wraps. You know, it really comes down to your starting to your pitching.
Let's take the A's for example, when they're up against the Dodgers.
Right. Yeah. So
on paper it's like Dodgers sweep.
Right.
But in reality, as a player,
things happen. Man.
Yeah. Right.
You play 162 games, like they're gonna lose at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just a matter of when, kind of thing. But basketball, I don't know too much about it, but you take the best team in the NBA, the worst team in the NBA, best team is smacking them, right? So I think that would be like the Cinderella if that team pulled it off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, because they don't play as much games as baseball does in the season. So I think winning that would be.
So crazy. I think my question was more like, you see more Cinderellas in baseball.
Oh yeah, you see more.
Oh,
100%.
It's a higher chance for Cinderella. Okay.
Yeah.
You good? I was just like, okay. Yeah. I'm making it seem like, because baseball is tough, bro. Like the hand-eye coordination. I think that might be that and golf probably the 2 hardest sports.
100%.
My opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you always see, I don't know if you're familiar with that debate with basketball players can play football or NBA players get in NFL, you can't really.
Right.
But like, try both of those people or both of those athletes in the MLB. It's no shot.
No shot. It's because it's such a skill.
It's a different type. It's athleticism. It has nothing.
Right,
yeah.
Dude. Like obviously, ML or NFL, NBA. Those are the athletes, right?
Right.
Those are the. You look at him and you're like, damn, like he's an athlete. Mm-hmm. You know, baseball you can't tell. There's dudes that I know that walk around a little heavier. They're throwing 95. You never expect it.
Yeah. Right.
So it's like, how can he do it and you can't? This guy has all these muscles. He's tall. You know what I'm saying? And this little short 5'8" fat dude can throw 95. You know, so it's a real skill and it's also God given. Having that whippy arm kind of thing. So you really can't just put anybody in baseball.
Not at all, bro. Not at all. That's another reason why I went from T-ball to basketball right away.
Right, yeah.
So we're headed into senior year. Talk about how important, you're a leader in the locker room, how important chemistry and clicking with each other is off the field.
Yeah, man. That's like the biggest piece that we were missing last year. Mm-hmm. I know we're going to change that up this year. I've already talked to some of the freshmen, introduced myself to them. Obviously, we haven't started school yet, but they're here working out too. And I'm gonna just be that senior that I wish. Not even that I wish. I had one of those. Kyle Petrie, shout out Kyle. He didn't see me as a freshman. He saw me just as a teammate, as a friend.
Love that.
You know, and I want to be that to everyone. Like, I don't see why, because I'm a senior, I need to hold myself different than these freshmen. I'll just bring them up with me, and we'll all be a team. You know what I'm saying? And I think if we do that and we kick it off the field, just play video games together, anything like that, just hearing them, like understanding how they work, things that they like, things that they don't. By the time spring comes, we're gonna be like just one unit rolling together. And that's gonna be way harder to beat than a bunch of individuals, you know?
We're in Tony Gwynn Stadium.
Yeah.
And that legacy that carries on through this locker room, through this field, and how much Tony Gwynn is actually emphasizing San Diego State.
Dude, yeah. He's
rest in peace.
R.I.P. Yeah. Tony Gwynn, man. He was one of the best to do it, you know? And he's probably the best to do it off the field. Just the way he carried himself with everything. Like if you talk to people about Tony Gwynn, they'll talk about his
94
first too. Yeah, like they'll talk about who he was as a person, and then they'll talk about how good he was.
Yeah,
Hall of Famer, without a doubt. Like you know what I'm saying? And people talk about his how he would talk to people, how good of a person he was. You know, so that's really what we try to pride ourselves on. Obviously, none of us are going to be perfect with it, but that's something that we strive for every day. So I think my freshman year we were missing that last year too a little bit, just because people had egos. Ego will kill a team.
Yeah, call those cancers.
Right, gotta
Cancers.
get the cancer
And
out.
that coach got to have that chemotherapy. No, by the way, my friend Ronnie's behind the camera right now. We had a coach, our college coach, always say that, like during practice, I got cancers in this team.
Yeah.
You best believe I got that chemotherapy. Always those one lines. Yeah.
Our coaches would say, "We're gonna get the cancers out. Believe
Yep.
that. You're gonna be healthy."
So we head to the senior year, bro. Talk about team goals and your expectations, and also go into your personal goals for sure.
Right. So as a team, I just want to take things, or we, not I. We want to take things day by day. The end goal is to be in the College World Series. That's the end goal for every team.
Right.
But it's like, how are we going to get there? We got to break it down, and it really comes to what you're doing every day. And if you can do it for someone else, you'll get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw this little video, and there's this guy talking. He said, if you tell your friend, I'll meet you at the gym at 9 a.m. tomorrow, you're going to be there at 9 a.m. But if you tell yourself you're going to be there at 9 a.m. tomorrow, you probably won't. So really just like hammering down on the fact that we need to be a team, taking it day by day, obviously getting better, and just whatever God wants is what God gets. That's what's going to happen, and whatever His plan is for us as a team is what's going to happen. But when it comes to what we can do is just get in that weight room, do our treatment, stay healthy, eat right, and not be idiots off the field.
Yeah.
So
pretty simple right there.
It's when you break it down like that, it's easy. But it's like
easier said than done.
We got to go to playoffs. We got to do this. We got to do that. No, we don't. We just got to do what we got to do today. How can you get better today?
Can't control tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. You might not wake up tomorrow. You might as well control today.
Man, I say that all the time.
Right. So that's that. And then goals for myself, it pretty much falls in line with that. I want to carry this team to postseason. I want to make it to a regional, and I want our team to get hot in a regional, go to a supers and see what happens.
Yep.
Have a little bit of fun.
That's all we care about.
Because winning's fun,
Yep.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, what is Chris off the field? What kind of person is he?
I'm pretty chill, laid back. I don't really play video games too much, but we got MLB The Show on downstairs, so we'd be playing that every night. But I don't really play on my console.
Okay.
I got one, but
go over to the homie's house.
Yeah. Well, we got it at our crib, so
Uh-huh.
we just go downstairs and we'll play against each other at the show.
Okay.
I love the beach, going to the beach.
What's your favorite beach in San Diego?
Shoot, I don't even know the names, man. Probably Pacific Beach.
Yeah.
I like that one. But back home, I like Newport and Laguna. So.
Oh, the Newport's amazing.
Yeah, Newport's amazing.
Shout out Malarkeys.
Yeah. Shout out Malarkeys.
You said Laguna as well?
Yeah,
Laguna has probably like the best water.
Right. Yeah. Best scenery too. It's nice and beautiful.
Right off of PCH, nice and cool. Yeah. You are a stay-at-home husband, some would say.
You can say that, yeah.
How did it feel to see wifey get drafted?
That was dope, man. So it was a long time coming for her. She wanted it bad, and she wasn't getting the type of attention she wanted. But she just kept it in her back pocket, and she's like, "It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen." And finally, she got that call, and she was real happy with it.
Won a couple games this season. You knew who the star player was, and McKenna was the one. So
yeah.
For sure.
Shout out to her, man. She's a hard worker. Proud of her for everything, and she's killing it up there, playing professionally, meeting new people, having a great time. She's learning a little bit of Spanish too.
Because she's in Texas, right?
She's in Texas, yeah, but lots of her teammates are Hispanic, so she's damn near fluent. She learned some Spanish ASL too.
The real Duolingo.
Man,
for sure.
She's getting after it.
All right, man. Well, before we head out, bro, I like to cap off all my podcasts with a nice little prayer. So pray for your off season. I'll pray for your season, and pray for you as a leader for sure, man. So if you want to join me, bow your head real quick. Dear Lord, I just want to thank you for getting us here safely. We ask that you get us home safely, Lord. I just want to thank Chris for his time and giving me the opportunity to bless the fans and the audience of the Aztec Nation with this interview. And we hope they got a better feel of him, a feel of the team. Dear Lord, I want to just bless this off season and bless the season, dear Lord. And you just pray for success and pray for Coach Cole Skip to lead this locker room to a regional and a nice little postseason, dear Lord, and just keep them safe and healthy and out of harm's way. In your presence name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Bro.
It was a hot one.
Yeah.
It was a hot one. But yeah, appreciate you.
Absolutely.
That's it for Convos with Kev. Like I said before, if you're new to the channel, thank you for listening. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll be here soon. Later.